Aqui fala eu. Vou pedir para mais uma live. Um vídeo. Esqueci-me disso. Bem, no caso vamos jogar a história 5.2 honkai. Está um pouco bugado, parece ter um filtro preto em cima. Isso é devido a um bug que acontece. Acho que é relacionado com aplicações que já estão existindo um pouco mais gráficos com o meu PC. Então dá nisso, então um pouco mais lento. Também devo apresentar alguns lags no meio da live. Mas é basicamente isso. O pior que. O pior que isso é uma PC. Quer dizer, um tablet. Porra, até uma tablet está mais lento. Putz, está sem conta. Ah não. Simplesmente não quer funfar. Right. Ok. Por que está a 60 FPS, bro? What the fuck? Um jogo de turno, caralho. Não preciso de 60 frames. Oh. Eu até ver se não coisa não. Independente. Por acaso eu já sem querer iniciei um pedacinho desta missão, porque sem querer entrei ali na zona da missão e ainda tomo um pedaço. Tive que esperar, tive que terminar a missão.
I see two bloodhounds. They appear to be on official business, unlike the pair from earlier. What's happening at Ideen Park?
Hey! Hey! In case you didn't notice, I can't see anything.
My apologies. I've...
Remind me, why do I have to make this trip with you again?
We've been through this. You're the only one I can turn to now. Besides, we once lived a cat-and-dog existence. Embroiling you in my affairs won't weigh on my conscience.
Well, you certainly don't have much of one if you can bring yourself to say something like...
Yet you will repay this favor all the same. After all, you're only alive today because of me.
Holy moly! Can you get any more conceited?
When you were abandoned in the wild and near your end, I showed you a way to survive when you were at your wit's end and felt lost about your future. I did everything within my power to help you safeguard your position in
Já
the
deves ter
family.
meta aqui para ver o chat. Estava de senão, olha, vou ter que ir pelo telemóvel. Estourar a bateria, não sei como, que já só de ligar o YouTube já foi 34,81% ainda por cima. Estou com pouca bateria, que esqueci-me de carregar o telemóvel. Depois eu fui a carregar e sem querer tirei o cabo.
Okay, I get it already. You have a way with words, I'll give you that.
Nem no tablet, nem no telemóvel.
It's one thing to repay a favor, quite another to knowingly put myself in harm's way. I don't understand. Why are you hell-bent on going back to Penacony? Is this an IPC mission? Did they make you a deal? You can have your freedom back, but in return you must turn against all whom you once called family or something like that?
Regrettably, Lady Bonajade didn't drop so much as a hint about it.
Go now. You are free, O Chosen One, who dare to exceed his bounds. Sever your wings, descend to the mortal realm, and walk their lands. See what this world is truly like.
I will not accept your charity.
Deixa eu ir para ver como é que é o mundo. Faz todo sentido. Toda a lógica. Mas é que faz mesmo sentido. Toda a lógica. Pá. Já. Mas é o quê? Está na história, não dá para eu mudar.
As I
Coisa aqui, está fora de embora.
She only left me with a most intriguing message before setting me free. As for whether I can afford the price of my freedom, I'll only know when I find out what it is.
But nothing good ever comes out of being in the IPC's debt.
I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. For now, there's still some time before that payment is due. So why not exercise the right to freedom that I've just regained?
By walking straight into a trap?
Or by making amends for when it's time to go. This will be farewell for good. So, before I leave Penacony, I'd like to take some time to look back on all the...
Can't you just look back on it from a distance?
There's something else I want to do, too. The embryo of philosophy may have fallen, but the order in Penacony wasn't built in a day. This sweet dream is likely to still contain residual traces of the Oak family's influence.
Get off your high horse. The other 4 families are more than capable of working things out on their own.
Live? Já terminaste a tua live? Não costuma ser tão cedo. Boa tarde, Ivana, boa tarde. Ok. Quer dizer, para mim é mais...
I might have
Noite,
gone
mas já.
astray.
Then you should also know that the...
You know how it is. Old habits die hard. The
Ok,
tie
fogo,
should be on the center
coincidências.
line. The
Quando
shirt
voltares
must
a
not
ver, vão estar com
protrude from
triplo
the
do
vest.
peso, mas já.
Trouser creases should be perfectly straight and always aligned with the tips of your shoes. We should
Nossa,
always ensure that everything is in order.
que eu saiba não, pá. Já-me... Está a sair som ou que só estás a trollar?
The same applies when bidding my home.
Espera aí, eu vou ver que consigo fazer conta isso. A minha voz já baixa naturalmente. Nem tem muito que se fazer, provavelmente. O jogo consigo baixar, sim. Claro, se o PC quiser funcionar, né? Ok. Deixa eu ver. Pronto. Pelo menos consegui deixar o jogo mais baixo. A voz não deve conseguir amplificar mais ainda. Pelo menos para já.
Sorry, but park facilities are out of order. Refurbishment works are currently underway. Please come back again later.
Ok.
That sounds familiar.
I'm aware of the situation. You can skip the report.
What? What are you talking about, Mr. One Week? Please excuse me, I should have recognized you earlier. I must be more tired.
I want to know what's going on in there.
Já
There's
manipular.
nothing much to say,
Cabeça do
actually.
gajo.
Aftermath.
Tio, acho que agora que eu
You
reparei,
are?
Sim, mas acho que nunca tive tanta gente a ver.
workaholic,
Capunha.
Mr. Workday.
Oh, I see. Ignorant. Coming back to the topic of the park, let's just say that it has been recently observed that certain...
What happens if you violate the prohibitions?
It's baffling, but corrective measures will be taken. It's kind of difficult to explain.
Yeah, that works. Can you keep watch over...
Please take these notes with you.
Quem diria que foi tão fácil enganar os gajos?
You shouldn't have said that just now. You little
Said what?
Mr. Workday.
Tudo bem, co? Cute.
I was just telling the truth. I've always found this name to be more... So, why are we here? You managed this park before?
You could say that. I was still a child back then. To become the bronze
Ué,
melodia
ele
of the Oak
administrou quando era
family,
criança.
I'd gone
Mas
under
como é que
Mr.
uma
Gopherwood's
criança
tutelage.
administra isto?
We were taking a walk in the park like any other day, when he suddenly hit on the idea to have me manage the park. Within the domain he demarcated, my every word would hold the force of law. In hindsight, that was probably the first time that I enforced order.
Ok.
You rose through the ranks soon after. I take it that you must have done a...
Quite the contrary. I made a
Fuck.
terrible mess of
Outra
things.
vez, para desligar.
Fortunately, the tourist...
Pé
Is
no
that his
saco.
way of...
Perhaps he was just using an approach with lighter consequences to show me what he'd learned in life. That there is never an ideal paradigm when it comes to rules. This place is no exception.
Let's see what we have on these notes.
Ok.
No consumption of food.
Deixa eu ver com quantos tiros é que eu estou aqui. Isto aqui. Aqui. 30. Está mal. Ok.
Except for burgers. What? Handstand walks around flower beds are prohibited.
E tinha uma regra especificamente para a bananeira.
Now let's not worry about how the Bloodhounds figured this one out.
Nunca me ter isso
No,
faz
thank
sentido
you.
nenhum. O Luke decidiu fazer isso.
No consumption of food other than burgers, especially ice cream. Please tell me you didn't make this rule.
I have nothing against desserts. The only reason I made that rule is so that people can learn to wait in line in an orderly manner for...
What happens if I break the rule?
It's as the Bloodhound said. Corrective measures... Wait, don't...
Lá vai ele cometer crimes. Vai dar bosta.
So,
That's odd.
didn't I tell ya? The family can take care of the issue without... Next on the list is the stage. Let's go and check it out.
Vou a fazer bosta aqui em Pernambuco e agora que a BBC está tudo a
Only cast
funcionar.
and crew member.
And
Faz
an
sentido
easy
mesmo.
one to test. Neither of us is part of the cast or a crew member.
É, mas também eu já aqui que personagem normal entrei e nunca dou bosta.
Huh?
Mas já.
Let's try that again.
Oh, não deixa.
What's going on?
Guide those who have lost their way back...
You've been iron-fisted since... Wait a sec. If this is how violations are correct...
I tried to warn you.
Ele põe, vejo vomitou, foi tudo.
Ugh.
How do you feel?
Now, I'm feeling murderous.
E eu
In
venho.
any case, say what you will.
Só por me dar uns laços com como de matar alguém.
What's the plan?
Tem que ver com não metem os
Nothing
cornos aí.
complicated.
E é que deve
All
ficar mal.
distortions have their roots. We'll be able to trace them to the... When a distorted after echo manifests to correct us, I'll be able to pinpoint it. Then, I'll use the power of tuning to heal the dreamscape.
So, can I take it that rules are meant to be broken now?
Ao usar a frase estou nisto a lutar.
Please do not use Soul Glad bottle caps sold by the Dream Jolt. The Dream Jolt troop, where? Are they...
Nem sei que seria esse tropa dos sonhos amarga, mas deve ter uma coisa a ver com os bichos. Se calhar.
Oh, there it is. Found a good hiding spot, didn't ya?
Just one moment.
Let me translate that for you.
Ugh. I'm afraid you're going to have to handle this if it isn't enough.
Handle this. Handle... Wait. Is that really...
May I remind you that I am current...
Whew. Luck's on our side.
Sendo um fugitivo é o que não é. Que vai ter pouco dinheiro.
Shall we give this
Tive
capsule
que andar por
machine
aí
a
rico,
try
não é
and
qualquer um.
see what happens?
Se calhar talvez tirando daquele gajo que fugiu da prisão em Portugal com um escadote, mas também esse aí a inteligência supera a da prisão, por isso. Off. Agora desligado de novo.
Nothing's off so far.
Também vi que isto
Maybe we
desliga
should
5
open
em
the
5
capsule?
minutos.
They can't be seriously going that far, right? Oh, no, 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 no. Hey!
Vamos embora para a luta.
Until everything burns to ashes! Fight to live!
Dreams do come true.
Attack detected!
A little more heat.
Set the seas ablaze!
Rhythm get messed up.
How about letting the enemy strike first?
Acabou de espirro.
More seasoning.
In the mood for another.
Fight to live!
Initiate cleanup.
Stay in step. Still the same old.
It's better to make no move. A little more heat.
Joining the battle. Attack.
Like fireflies to until everything burns to ashes!
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Nice, like my friends. Indulge yourselves.
Morre.
I'm honored by your presence since you're already here. Why not have a meal before you leave?
Firefly Type 4 in the set the seas ablaze! This is more than fight to live!
I like adding fuel.
Feito.
Oh, did they have to do that? They could have just recalled the capsule.
Perhaps making the attractions no longer just attractions is another corrective
Ugh. Aren't the rules being too finicky with words?
Bem. Deixa eu voltar cá.
We're not breaking enough rules. We should look elsewhere, too.
Deixa-me então baixar aqui o meu próprio honkai. Para não ficar alto demais. Vamos ouvir direito. Que senão não é para ouvir eu falar, não, mesmo que nada, praticamente. Mas bem. Bora continuar aqui com a história. Uma lata de lixo, já estou a ver como já dá pancada.
Do not discard This is absurd. Did you make this rule too?
Espera. Tipo, lixo na lata de lixo.
Children tend to be fascinated by such paradoxes. I was no exception.
Forget it. I don't even know how to joke about this. Well, what do you suggest?
Vou jogar lixo, nem é para vou jogar dinheiro, pá. Tenho muito, mas não sou
Something's
rico.
happening. What is this?
Enough. The location of the distortion is nearby.
Ok. Ok.
Guide those who have lost their way back onto the right path. Looks like this is an example of the corrective measures that the Bloodhound mentioned.
Eu não
It's exactly what I
entendi
would
muito
have
bem
done back then.
o sentido disto, mas ok. Eu só estou a fazer para depois não ter que me preocupar com isto. Eu que mais queria era, pronto, tratar da...
Does look somewhat like
Era
you.
ir para o próximo planeta, ver como é que vai ser.
Time for it to disappear for good. Reveal thyself unto me, as is customary. All creatures endowed with eyes bear...
Whoa, it worked. The IPC totally should have sent someone to keep an eye on you. Aren't they worried that you might...
So long as there remains a need for me to keep a low profile, I'm no threat to them.
That's true. Come to think of it, you had always been in the... That was sarcasm, in case you didn't...
You never forget times of failure.
Ugh, you're probably...
Diga que eles não batem mesmo bem da tola, mas ok. Uma conquista aqui, praticamente. Deixa eu ver. As regras foram feitas para ser quebradas. Proteja bem suas promessas para que elas não sejam roubadas. É para seguir mesmo o juramento do protagonista no primeiro modo. Não para seguir que nem o outro. Está mesmo. Pois a tela está bem preta.
What is it this time?
Just looking back.
But nothing's there.
That's the whole point of revisiting a place. When I look at everything here, the memories are so fresh, it's as if it all only happened yesterday. When the younger me tasted failure here, I ran myself ragged to fix the mess. I thought myself no longer the same person as before. But it looks like I was just going round in circles. I'm glad for this chance to look back on my past in this way. Come now, we should go.
Vamos fazer aqui que estamos em pleno público, né?
Where are we heading now?
O público está cheio de gente.
There are bloodhounds stationed along the way, though. It might be better to take a quieter route.
I don't mean to meddle, but I'd advise you to stay away from that.
Did
Well...
something happen?
There isn't any concrete information yet, but anomalies have been reported around the area. The family is currently investigating. You okay?
I'm fine.
Estão a usar aquilo para manipular a visão dos outros.
But who is to say that nobody has another agenda? Thanks for the tip, sir. We'll make a detour. May you stay safe, too.
Hold on. Sweet Dreams are technically safe, but it would be wise to look out for oncoming vehicles.
Sério? Vais poder parar por causa de veículo. Estamos muito juntos, não é como se fosse atropelado e morresse. Até porque eu já fiz isso um par de vezes. E não morri, estou bem. Suave.
Whew, that was no ordinary passerby. It's a miracle that he didn't see through.
The Astral Express should have departed a long time ago. Why is he still in... We needn't change our plans because of him. But be sure to keep your guard up. I hope nothing terrible has fallen upon Penacony while I was in captivity. Come now. It's time we set off. Let's not stick too close to each other, just in case.
Ok.
A few feet or so between us.
Falta muito para a próxima ligação. Seco.
Seems I let my wishful thinking get the best of me.
I will, but put your hands behind your back and answer my questions in short sentences.
E what
Short
tipo.
sentences?
I need to make sure your words aren't concealing any dangerous incantations.
I can't believe I've left everyone with such a peculiar impression of me. Please, believe me when I say that I didn't come back here with ill intent.
I'm afraid I won't be taking your words at face value, not after how you wielded the power of harmony. Answer me. What are you doing here?
It looks like there's only one way to gain your trust. Come on out, 1 week. We found ourselves.
So, it was the IPC that freed you.
My sister has likely made an agreement of some sort with them. As for how I'm able to move around freely in Penacony, I have 1 week to thank for that. As you can see, I've only returned to my home to bid it farewell. Would you be kind enough to...
Agreed. But, until you leave Penacony for good,
You have...
I left
Bem,
my
qualquer
home.
coisa ele também arrebenta a cara do Sunday, por isso. Deve estar suave.
That said, I can't make this call by myself. My companions need to know about this too.
The Astral Express crew is in Penacony too?
Come with me. We'll go.
Okay, okay.
We're here. They should be...
Mr. Yang, if you don't mind, there's something that... Now that the crisis on the planet of festivities has been averted, shouldn't the Astral Express have departed to continue on its trailblazing journey? Could it be that someone stirred up trouble after I left?
And if that were indeed the case...
I doubt I'm in any position to be proposing ideas, but I'm happy to defer to the Nameless and aid with any plans you may have.
E os gajos que tentam quase matar para impor a ordem em cima da harmonia. E agora quer nos ajudar.
There's no need to worry. All is well in Penacony. Our reason for lingering here is a certain unusual passenger.
A passenger?
The Express has been commissioned to send a passenger back home. We're just resting up in Penacony for a while before...
Ah, ok, deve ser a Shen, provavelmente.
By passenger, do you mean this lady here?
Ah. Afinal é... Tian
Or
Kung.
these ladies?
Oh, shit. Porquê tem tantos Tian Kungs? Puta que pariu.
This... How?
You're finally here, Mr. Yang. We...
Pois eu já consegui ver pelo menos uns 3 Tian Kungs, não é propriamente normal, pá. Em todos os casos, no mínimo, uma coisa aqui não bate certo. E o meu rato está a descer sozinho. Eu estou literalmente mais fora do rato e o rato a mexer. O rato está assombrado. Cabuna.
Isn't it fascinating how variables never fail to find their way into the lives of organic life forms? I have no interest in the Harmony's celebration, so it's only natural for me to turn down the invitation. But it looks like my decision I hear that the Astral Express has established a collaboration with... Could there be more to it?
Por que ele é que não fala? What the fuck?
Logic. The average Pathstrider wouldn't leave any trace behind in the Garden of Recollection's mirror. It's a pity we do not communicate much within the society. Not to mention we've lost most of our members to the Lord of Silence. I have never heard of Amphorius, however.
Então realmente sim, esse que eu sei ai, que olhou agora o nome que coisa da recordação disse que supostamente se fôssemos lá íamos conseguir ir que chega para o comboio porque eu nunca explorar aquele lugar.
That Foxian girl has indeed been through an unimaginable turn of events. I suppose that's the fate you organic... So, is it out of goodwill that the Astral Express volunteered to send her back home? Looks like this is one exceptional passenger. Don't you have to accompany her then, Miss...
Ok. Ele disse que apareceu em algum lugar antes, então.
So, is anyone gonna tell me what's going on?
Ele virou eletrão de novo.
Oh,
Mas é.
about that. Why don't you ask her instead? She knows how to present things. Not now. Of all... Forget it. I'll tell you. We walked around with Miss Ting-Yoon for a while.
Did something happen in the dream?
Actually, it's more like it was someone's fault. We met a Pepeshi filming a Try Not to Laugh challenge, and he gave us some of his candy. A type of candy that's supposed to make you...
So that sort of try not to laugh challenge.
I didn't really want to do it, but she insisted on us giving it...
What happened?
Oh, come on, stop interrupting. So, we had some candy, and we're so happy we rolled around. Miss Ting-Yoon ate the candy too, but she only sneezed nonstop. Achoo! Achoo! Sneeze after sneeze. And before we knew
O que ele espirrou e multiplicou-se. Que espécie é essa que o espirro multiplica-se?
What's your take on this?
The dreamscape is a Memoria world. It is likely the candy triggered her hypersensitive mind, causing scattered memory. There is no cause for concern. We've experienced similar incidents.
Mr. Yang?
It's okay. You can reveal yourself now.
Ah, vai.
I was only being careful, or we would help me remove my disguise.
Estes gajos também são podradas, manipulam tudo e ninguém percebe. Qualquer um destes entra aqui com uma bomba e explode com tudo, mas já.
It's been a while, everyone.
You! What's going on?
Claro, como sempre, os jogadores para enfiar a porrada.
Everyone, stay calm. I believe that at this point, Sunday has no reason to be dishonest. But to prevent any unforeseen complications, I'll be accompanying him everywhere he goes until he leaves Penacony. Mr. 1 Week here is an old acquaintance.
Pleased to meet you, fair lady. And you, of course. You're the heavyweight who pummeled this control freak.
The surprises just keep pouring in. First there was Miss Acheron, and then Miss Ting-Yoon. Why does it seem like Mr. Yang always comes back with some extraordinary guests?
Isto é uma jabrece total
Let's
aqui.
leave this discussion for later. For now, we should be focusing on returning Miss Ting-Yoon to her.
Eu já entendi como é que ela vai mudar de nome
Not gonna
e de
be
cor.
easy.
Quer dizer, ela fica mais ou menos
You'll
parecida,
see
mas
what
um
I
pouco
mean,
diferente.
Mr. Yang. These Ting-Yoons aren't exactly easy.
Miss March 7th.
Your suggestion?
It's me! I'm the one who wants every Ting-Yoon to come together to form the... How often do you get the chance to work with yourself? Just imagine how in sync we'll be with one another. We're bound to thrive and prosper.
Nossa, este lado só quer saber da puta do dinheiro, pá. Mercenário é agiota.
I know we can't leave the dreamscape to trade with the outside world, so that's where you come in, Miss March 7th. Your wits surpass many others,
I guess I can consider it. I hope there.
There does appear to be an element.
Hey! You better not be...
Mr. Yang mentioned the Express's next voyage is to send a passenger back home.
Yes, more specifically, the Xianzhou.
The Law Fu. Didn't the Antimatter Legion launch an ambush on the Law Fu some time ago?
Quite the contrary. She might have been the person closest to the eye of the storm.
É, ela acho que foi a única que supostamente quase que morreu.
Looks like there's a lot more to...
Story for another time. As host of the Dreamscape, do you have any suggestions for fix?
I don't have much to go on now. Perhaps we should talk to the other Miss Ting-Yoons here.
Ok.
That sounds nice. People never forget a personally prepared home-cooked meal. But then again, gifts should be lasting. What about a delightful new bouquet of flowers on the table each day? Wouldn't they do a better job at brightening up someone's day? That sounds like... if we really want to do this right, though, it's the thought behind the gift that truly matters. The more thought goes into the gift, the better the recipient feels it.
You sure have a way of not offending anyone.
These three Ting-Yoons don't look like they'll be reaching a conclusion anytime soon.
So, what do you...
Let's try a different name, my dear friend.
Oh, don't we sound chummier that way? I took a leaf out of this Foxian girl.
The problem with Miss Ting-Yoon is just as I suspected before. That prank shattered her into nodes that are each a part of her. In other words, it means the Ting-Yoons we see here are all different aspects of her psyche.
Okay.
At any rate, this is a known... The only problem is that these Miss Ting-Yoons are too caught up in their own world.
One that we can speak with? Oh, but it may take me a while to identify her.
Também depois da quantidade de tem achar certo é um probleminha.
This Miss Ting Yun looks. Huh? I can fly. Along, I'll take you next.
Nah.
Even if that's.
Não, isto aqui com certeza que não. Ela achou para o levar que eu sabia tempo que não boa. Também não tem ninguém. Deixa eu ver aqui.
Yikes! She's scary.
Oh, were you all looking for me?
Found her.
It's nothing special, really.
She ought to meet your one we can properly.
Worth a try. My lady, if I may, I wish to...
Before you start, you should know that we're.
Quatro pares de olho entre nós três. Como é que isso funciona, pá? É o que? O olho no cu?
It is not my intention to provoke you.
That is true.
If you still have concerns, you are also free to restrain me.
There's no need for that. You're acting so.
Are you all right with it?
I go as the wind blows.
Then kindly forgive our intrusion.
Ih, ela com cara de estar com uma boca brava. Xiça. Yeah.
What the? Did any of you hear a voice just now?
A voice?
Never mind.
Se calhar é estes da Fantila que está nela.
Look, it's working.
Never did I expect that every encounter with you would always be in moments of distress. Did I conduct myself improperly?
Miss Ting Yun, you're finally back. You may be small, but you're pretty Huh? Oh, what?
It's nothing. Just a trivial matter.
Confia, cara, ela já se vê que não está nada de certo.
What do you sense?
I should have let you handle it yourself. This girl is not as ordinary as she appeared. I nearly died. Just now.
E vem quase morrer. Que exagero, pá.
Don't be afraid. What? No matter what you see, you only need to remember you're not alone.
Eu acho que fica muito melhor com esta roupa.
And
Não, está muito mais estilosa.
is that where I came from? And where does this path lead?
Eu acho que o boneco não vai resolver muita coisa. É que puta temperamento que ele aqui para o metê-lo. Pelo menos é para melhor que ter um Jokiel aqui.
Benefactor, let me lend you a hand.
Já que eu não me fundes. Ah, não posso ver. Queria ver os textos do Git dela.
That looks
A comparar,
so
supostamente ela faz o
familiar.
mesmo que o desenvolvedor. Só que acho que o
Does she want to
desenvolvedor faz
lead
melhor.
me somewhere?
Já tendo os DPS da break dava um jeitinho por acaso. Que nem Roman tem.
The life support.
That's great.
You're still trying.
I'm not a genius, so I don't understand the logic behind it, but if...
Excuse... Can they...
E
Not
aqui?
enough time to return.
Os 5 calda.
This
Fogo.
girl is... Tingyun.
Don't question it. Keep moving forward.
It's you again. These are...
These are wounds left by the destruction. They have taken root within your body and cannot...
The destruction? Please, who are...
I can't go to you. All...
You want me to go through here? Do I...
There's no need for that. Don't fight it. Embrace it. Try to coexist with it. Think of it as...
My...
Ok.
Wait!
Ah, nem vai dar para ativar os buffs, mas dá-se.
Is this called... coexisting?
Don't worry.
Uf, só
As
o
I
kit
said
dela.
before, you're not alone.
Que quando não tem tipo de fraqueza correspondente. Isso é meio específico. Dores de necessidade, aumento de efeito de quebra. Ok. É. Ai, nenhuma banda está sem a desbada que faz spare break, mas... Ok.
The mood is set just right. Let the show begin.
Life's like a good brew, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Let's seize this fine moment. Dream vanished.
Stay in step.
Like fire until everything burns to ashes!
Vamos ver quanto break eu fico. No Firefly. Deixa eu ver. É, não aumentou muito. Mas também não deve dar habilidade a 100%, então. É, eu acho que isso deve ser melhor do que ter uma ação no Firefly, então. Acho que isso que eu vou pegar.
Cloud scattered.
E nem tinha propriamente conseguido dar neles. Sim, não sei como é que funciona, mas é necessário estar reduzida. E a mais? De trás. Ui.
The ones from before weren't defeated either.
As I said before, you can't defeat them. No one can. You can fall into the darkness and die alongside these scars of the destruction. Or bring them with you when you return to the world here. These are your two choices.
Havia homem que ressuscitou a.
World?
Aham,
What are
tinha
you
como.
saying? Oh. No wonder those two ignored me. Am I just a wandering spirit?
Close, but not quite.
So... I'm trapped between life and...
You can think of it that way.
Based on what you said, even if I should wake up, these wounds that caused my death will remain on my body and never heal? I don't understand. You appear to be trying to save me, Benefactor.
It's a habit of mine. I believe everyone should have the right to choose whether they wish to return to this world or not.
Be that as it may, I don't remember anything. There's nothing.
That doesn't matter. I believe the desire to live was born from nothing to begin with. You may also prove yourself to be the exception. I would also...
Claramente muito sincero, mas ela vai escolher voltar, né? Se ela apareceu antes é porque escolheu isso.
How troublesome. But...
Survival or destruction is no longer a choice for you. They both now grow along the same path, and only by walking this path will you break through the darkness. Feeling more awake? Congratulations. You attained your very first victory. Let me explain. You were attacked by a Lord Ravager. But someone didn't agree with that assessment. And it just so happens...
What about the other merchants?
I don't know.
Why me?
Because you were the most unfortunate. You fell into the hands of that Lord Yet you were also the most fortunate. Her desire to claim everything about you for herself. There is only a fine line between resurrection and escaping death. Yet, they couldn't be more different.
My body...
I'm sorry. I can't let you regain your ability to feel just yet. You'd be in excruciating. Your body was contaminated by the destruction and suffered severe damage. To prevent its resurgence, I made some minor modifications to your body. You'll have to learn to adapt to it. Unfortunately,
Andou a modificar o corpo dela, até parece que ela não sai agora.
Regardless, I'm...
There's no need for that. This was merely a transaction. With this, the debt between the traveling merchant and me is clear. Don't worry about it. You should sleep for a little longer. I'll arrange for someone to send you home. Which reminds me, you should go with them. It can only help with your recovery to hear more about you.
Ok.
tuning rebounded and affected 1 week instead. This is no...
I suppose there's no point in hiding it from you. Miss Tingyun is originally from the Xianzhou. She had an unfortunate encounter with a Lord Ravager who robbed her of her identity and
But something happened to change that outcome?
Yes, a genius got involved. She's very accomplished in the field of life sciences, and after that, she asked the Express to escort Miss Tingyun back home. We made a stop.
I'm so sorry. I thought no one...
That's all right. So long as nobody was hurt. Can I get something to drink? I feel...
That's fine. We should find another place to talk anyway. We drew some attention with that commotion earlier.
So glad again.
You'll have to make do.
In any case, I must thank the both of you.
It was nothing. Now that the matter...
There's no need for that. Mr. 1 Week is in port. I'll leave Miss Tingyun in your hands.
Huh? But, Mr. Yang, the messenger from the Xianzhou is almost here.
I trust that you can handle it. Besides, Himiko will be there. She'll be able to handle any decisions should you run into any difficulties.
Okay, we better hurry then. This is ridiculous. How come I keep bumping into Polly? Shall we keep going then? Did you? As if a murder?
No, I already picked up a few gifts earlier. So that means there's only 3 more.
Pegar aqui a conquista. 10.000, nice.
Left to go. But we've already lost a lot of time. So we better not drag our feet.
Welcome. How can I help you?
Hello there. It's my first time visiting the Dreamscape, so I wanted to buy some local specialties as souvenirs for my friends back.
Wow, you really know how to flatter. Go ahead. Browse all you like.
First we have Lady Fuxuan of the Divination Commission. What do you...
Can you picture her dry? It looks cool, but it's probably not. Did you pick that?
A meticulously thought out and interesting suggestion. Next is General Jingyu.
Seriously?
Now that the Alliance has all of you there to help them, sending any...
That's not your decision to make.
Não é, mas...
That's the kind of treasure I've... Come to Clock Studios theme park. Finally, we have Lady Bailu. That's a good idea. It might... That's all of them.
Eu também uma criança dar-lhe doces que ela gosta.
Thanks to both your help...
Why don't we pay another visit to the Dreamscape sales store? You can find memory bubbles pretty much anywhere. But Penacony's dream bubbles are extraordinary.
A souvenir for myself. But...
Okay.
Everything you want, we have it all.
This is a good...
Miss Tingyun?
You've looked out for me during our travels together these past few days, but there are some things I find difficult to forget. Do you two still remember what...
How could we forget? She was so shocked.
Mano, Sparkle.
Exactly. And That's precisely why I haven't been able to shake off this strange
Mas só pode
feeling
também que acabaria
in the days since
assumir
I
a forma de
started
outra pessoa.
traveling with you.
Ainda mais que esse Papa que
When I
anda
asked
por
for
aí,
your names,
metida no honkai
I
impacto
couldn't
agora,
help
anda
but
para
think
lá.
that this
Mas a
first
verdade tudo,
encounter
mas
was
já.
actually a long-awaited reunion for you. I've heard about what happened to you on the Xianzhou. And I've got to admit that
Yeah, we couldn't even tell when you were replaced by Phantilia. I figured it happened when we were after Kafka. You vanished for a while. I thought you must have come back as a double.
but that thought has me filled with sorrow. As if a piece of my life had been stolen away. That's what I've been puzzled about, too. I never asked, what was your impression of that Tingyun, if you recall? That's just the nature of the Foxians. So, what... Oh, is that a comp? Was there...
Now's not the time for those kinds of jokes.
Now that in your
E
eyes,
esse tipo de piadas.
am I just like the Tingyun you remember?
Wait, don't you find that question a bit weird? You're the real...
Miss March, you might have the wrong idea.
Uh-huh?
As a merchant, staying well-informed is crucial. It's only natural for me to stay updated. If I had rushed in and out back then, I wouldn't have been much help. Instead, I would have postponed the trip and sought assistance from allies, but in that case...
We wouldn't have crossed paths.
Exactly. Based on your description, that Lord Ravager was indeed cunning. Her demeanor mirrored mine so closely that it felt like she was living my life for a few days, rather than merely disguising herself. I regret missing out on your Xianzhou journey. But everything that unfolded afterward, aside from the scheming, played out exactly as if Phantilia had stolen a piece of my life, and a Foxian always gets even. But after thinking it over, the only thing that could be considered equal value, that thought has brought me great comfort. And we've never even met before, and here you are, offering your help, just as before. I should have treated you with respect, but... And now, I will reclaim everything I have lost.
Isto aqui está muito mais calma com mas já.
Dear benefactors, looks like we're off to... And you, my dear benefactors, will...
Miss Tingyun, that's way too over the top. Just don't make any risky decisions.
We'll see. I just hope the Tingyun in your memories... All right, no more questions. I hope I...
Ok. Mais da conquista.
Watch your step now.
A dream about eons?
Deixa eu falar com o Edward.
Welcome to the Dreamscape.
We're looking for some dreams to give as gifts.
Just a friendly reminder. Being too picky won't help you find the best dreams. You just dampen your spirits ahead of time. That being said, there are always some lucky exceptions. Not too long ago, the story unfolds in the Xianzhou Alliance, where a young swordmaster strives to become the sword champion. However...
Why does that sound oddly familiar?
Since I'm returning to the Xianzhou, I think...
I love customers like you. So easy.
So easy to take advantage of, you mean? Just don't pick anything weird, okay?
Oh, speaking of dreamscapes, after troubling you all this time, I couldn't leave without properly expressing my thanks. Here's a dream bubble for you.
Wow. That's really...
Here are the dream bubbles I prepared for you. Thank you for your business.
Well, it looks like everything's finally in order.
I can't believe it's time for Miss Ting Yoon to leave. I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet.
Right.
Yeah, we got delayed on the way. Mr. Yang will has the messenger from the Cienjo arrived yet?
Hey,
Long time no see, everyone.
Madam?
I've imagined this moment many times. I was worried I might embarrass myself in front of you. I even rehearsed every word beforehand. But now it seems it was unnecessary. Ting Yoon, I'm here to take you home.
Madam Wukong, I wasn't expecting it to...
I wanted to come because, after all, it's you who's...
Yeah.
Your body. It's going to be tough from now on.
I've already escaped death once. What more could I ask for? Also, it's not all bad. I might even beat you at arm wrestling now.
You're still the same, carefree as always. I have a lot I'd like to tell you, but I'll save it for the road. It's a long journey back to the Luofu. Even if we can't completely rid you of the pain, there must be ways to alleviate it.
I have no doubt. But... do I really have to go back to the Luofu?
Why? You don't want to?
Despite Fantilia's ruthlessness, she spared me when I should have been eliminated. And why did Miss Ron Mei, who has no ties to the Xianzhou, go out of her way to save me? It seems as if I've become a pawn.
There are people within the Alliance who also believe that the suspect is now on the Yuchua.
If that's the case, it's all the more reason for me not to return to the Luofu and complicate things.
Take advantage of the situation.
Right now, the marks of ruin inside me maintain a delicate balance. Moreover, they were created. If possible, please inform the General and arrange for me to meet with the Marshal. Maybe this body of...
When Ron Mei visited the Luofu earlier, she mentioned what happened to you. This coincided. The Arbiter Generals concluded that Fantilia did not intend for you to survive. If utilized strategically, this could give the Alliance... If we follow this plan, we must keep your resurrection hidden. But before making any decisions, I'll support you, no matter what others may say.
Then I'm glad. I shall save you the trouble of hearing what those people may say.
The road ahead is perilous. If you decide to take it, I won't stop you. Maybe I'm being selfish, but I still want to know.
I've come to see myself clearly in this dream journey. Perhaps it's what people call a blessing. There is someone who can attest to my true intentions. Please follow me. She should be around here somewhere.
Is that...
Outro Tim Kung, what the fuck?
After a strange encounter, I was fragmented into multiple Tingyuns, each embodying a different... And one of them hasn't returned to me, because she ventured too far.
You mean her? What is she doing?
She's captivated by... As a fleeting emotion, she's no different from a newborn. Her boarding this ship was solely... Madame Yukong, do you remember... Perhaps that was just an ordinary flight for you. That was her first experience with the sky.
Com jeito, olha, vamos deixar esse clone vivo. Tá, desculpa ter as duas.
Back then, you were still young enough for me to carry.
You probably still can. Want to give it a try?
I'm afraid you'd be...
Just kidding.
I remember you kept begging me to take you to the star.
This flight was a turning point. The boundless cosmos in this world. There are paths, even though I lacked the talent to pilot the star skiff and wasn't much of... Even to this day, this...
That hasn't changed?
Never. Now I can embark once more on my journey. Speaking of which, how are things with the Whistling Flames?
I've left Yan Ming in charge for now. He's reliable, but he can be a bit extreme. And might not always follow your principles as a...
My principles? Forsake what others fight for, and take what others abandon. That's the way to navigate the world and achieve my goals. I will continue to uphold my principles. But now I've also learned that while these merchant principles may apply to humans...
But this shouldn't fall on your shoulders to begin with. You are simply an innocent survivor in this war.
Madame Yukong, you were once... In a hazy dream, I vaguely remember someone telling me that the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity. But... Madame Yukong, the gods use humans as pawns in their cosmic game, sacrificing countless innocent souls.
Sim, agora ela anda querendo dar a porrada com os dedos.
Them pay?
Mas tem muita sorte.
Every day. But as inconsequential as we are, how can we escape the fate of being mere pawns? If I could choose, I would never want you to become a pawn.
Don't be disheartened, Madame Yukong. Thanks to the favor of the Lord Ravager, I've become a player in this game. Remember, it's often the unassuming pawns, the lone traveler, or the worm that subdues the dragon. So, now I'll become a cunning speck of dust and make those masterminds sneeze a few times.
Is this place also affected by the Order?
No, I'm just here to bid farewell. So it shouldn't matter if we add another.
How did you know she would be here?
I didn't. I had a hunch and decided to try my luck.
It's not like you to leave things to luck.
I'm trying to change too.
I don't think you need a bystander in this scenario. Go on ahead.
You're not worried I'll take the opportunity to escape?
I believe you're the kind of person that has the ability and desire to use...
Thank you.
Now then, Mr.
I'm not leaving.
Let him stay. I actually need one.
You...
Both parties don't have to be aware that this is a farewell.
Shall we go then?
Let's go.
Conquista? Acho que não. Tá com tantas conquistas quanto isto.
I didn't expect to see you here, Miss Robin.
My name is 1 week.
You're too kind, Miss Robin. You must... Well, perhaps the dreamscape is not so different from reality. When we look up into the night sky, the stars aren't really... So, have we ever... No. Today is my rest day. There's going to be a show later, so I came early. It's somewhere farther away. Miss Robin, may I stay here with you to gaze at the stars before the show begins?
Esqueci como que eu poderia. O hotel nem vale a pena estar aqui no YouTube, mesmo não. Posso tirar afinal mais final. Daqui a pouco vai se transformar. Vai voltar ao normal que nós
Still, these stars are... Perhaps it's both. The Stellaron disaster may not have had any real consequences, but many guests still chose to check out. Did the person you wanted to say them to leave? Sometimes, what's in your heart doesn't need to be dressed up in words. Maybe he already knows what you want. If you don't mind me asking, who is it that you would... There are many such people on Penacony. Failure is like the setting sun. I believe they all have the willpower to start anew. Are you saying that's not true? Failure may be a good thing for someone like that.
Ainda achar que o Sunday está certo, entre aspas. É meio bom isso, não é?
hope so. A dream jigsaw. I'm still inexperienced, so let's just hope we get lucky.
Ah, deve ser isto, não é? No caso, falta as peças.
It seems we've been blessed with good fortune today. Another Dreamweaver probably left this behind. It's a habit for this profession. They hope to use.
Aqui outra peça.
The second jigsaw piece. Is this a pair of... We should keep looking.
Aqui uma frase estranha. Pronto, já dá para montar aqui a cabeça. Não deve ser muito difícil, porque estes não costumam ser. Tem bem facilzinhos até. Parabéns. Aqui. Ah, encaixou. E aqui.
It's done. Have a look. Soon, I shall travel to those unfamiliar stars, none of which I recognize. But as long as you continue to gaze upon them from here, then those unfamiliar stars will one day be the place of our reunion.
That didn't seem like a perfect goodbye.
Parece que ela afinal notou o encantamento.
I only meant to stay quietly by her
Do
side.
quero Sunday.
Why did you do those unnecessary things?
What things?
Those two notes. If someone finds them, they can be used as evidence again.
Huh. So you can do whatever you want as many times as you... I don't want to live with regret for the rest of my life either.
Live with regret?
We're almost done saying our goodbyes, right?
Yes. We only have one last spot before we leave.
Okay.
I have a question I'd like to ask you, Mr. Yang.
Sir.
I'm curious.
Why the sudden interest?
I always had a feeling that you would never give up on someone who needed help. After spending time with you, I'm even more convinced of this assessment at this very moment. There are countless worlds above the sky still waiting for the arrival of the Astral Express. Yet you and your companions have chosen to stay. To trailblaze means to forge ahead. Yet you stop and spend precious time on people just passing by. All the while...
That's not what I think at all. Besides, the watchmaker also...
And because of that, he bid farewell to the Express and never walked among the stars again in his lifetime.
Not all journeys lead to the stars. even if we leave, you can think of it this way. The title of Nameless doesn't belong to any one person. Each individual will have... The goal of my trailblazing is not the unknown world, but every living being who exists. In my homeland, the name Welt means world. It suggests that each person is a world unto themselves, and that we harbor as many possibilities. This is my way of the Trailblaze, and the reason why I decided to stay.
Why me?
Like I said before, I left my home in a hurry too. I know how you feel right now.
Sim, que sempre tem muita coisa que aconteceu, mas sei que ele saiu por cá, lá do mundo do Honkai Pact e veio para aqui. E este nem é uma contraparte, realmente ele viajou de um universo para o outro. Ao contrário das outras contrapartes que são só personagens parecidos.
I should have known nothing could escape your... Since you already know 1 week's secret, there's no need for me to build... Let's go. We'll head straight for the finale and take...
Ok, já está quase a terminar. Já só... O mais de... E bem, eles estão muito generosos com as conquistas. Ah, não dá para pôr personagens de amigos. Que pena.
I know you can hide your appearance, but trespassing on restricted family...
Don't worry, I won't take too much time. I was a child when I first visited the Grand Theater. I remember seeing the light behind the curtains when I returned here many years later as the head of the Oak family. I finally...
Now that you've returned to the stage, what are you planning to do?
Prepare for my
aceleram então, já estava a ver tempo.
I've always believed that a person's starting point should also be his last stop. Have you ever seen the elderly at the end of their lives? As they welcome their final moments, they invariably raise their hands. Humanity flaps their wings twice as they complete their journey. Once when they are born, I will say goodbye, here, to the me of yesterday.
Man, what the fuck?
I really hate this face. My expression...
Por que o gajo virou o Will do passado? What the fuck?
I see. That explains why something always felt off about you. The halo above your head that symbolizes the harmony. It's been missing since the...
Só agora que reparas que a orelha dele foi pro caralho.
That doesn't mean it can't be thrown away. While I was in the gallery of thoughts, at the entrance of the dream, I chose to completely...
Why?
I am a fugitive, after all. I must remove any chance of being... Another reason is... This is how I can cast aside all the blessings of the heart.
Is that also how Mr...
No. You wouldn't believe the real story. He was born from an accident. One, it was that try not to laugh challenge. Quite embarrassing. I was roaming around as an ordinary person when I unfortunately fell into that...
Are you saying that he's a part of you?
Ah, ok, aconteceu ele a mesma coisa de Tiangong, eles separaram-se.
You could say he's... I too was once a child, with aspirations. Maybe, if I had made a small change in my childhood, I would have turned out to be exactly like him. What a pity. Failing to become a better version of yourself. So, my final farewell will be like that of Miss Tingyun. I will perform a tuning on myself, and this also means that 1 week will vanish for good. That's why I said this was the last stop. Is there a possibility that you will be the one who disappears? No. This is a foregone conclusion. But who's to say there won't be any changes? Maybe deep down, I'm also anticipating this possibility.
Regardless of the outcome, you will have a witness. I'll be waiting for you in the audience.
Much appreciated.
Será que vamos se enfiar porrada um ao outro? Provavelmente que tinha aquela cena de luta.
Now, shall we begin? Anticipating this possibility, you've really changed. In the past, I'm about to embark on an unknown journey where it will be impossible to maintain my orderly life. I will have to navigate unexpected surprises. You're not ready at all, are you? I feel unsettled, maybe even scared. Ever since I left Penacony, I could no longer control everything. Don't flatter yourself. You can't control. But isn't that how it is for most people? My fear of the unknown may be a weakness, but your presence has shown me that surprises aren't always... Meeting you has been a great help to me, and I'm glad to have discovered this side of myself. I also feel grateful for the opportunity to tell you this in person.
O que eu digo é que ele é vivo. Isso é que ele está a falar como ele próprio, isso claramente não é normal.
What? I must admit, many of your qualities strike a chord with me. There are times when I want to joke around, freely express my thoughts, or open, or my fondness. Then go for it, Sonny. You always talk about locking the bird in the cage. Look at yourself. Besides discipline and hesitation, there's nothing else in your life. If you continue living like a slab of marble... But... I dislike people who are frivolous. It makes me uncomfortable to even emulate them. If I fail, I will still uphold my principles. As for the harmony, my stance remains the same. Whether it's you or the paths, if what then this time, my true heart will guide the tuning. I'll leave it to you. What is this? This isn't like you at all. Did you lose your mind after being... Failure is always the best teacher. To save more lives, you must first understand what they live for and what they die for.
Porque é que aqui no fundo a janela está cheia de pessoas e tens que sempre mexer-se.
One of us disappearing, I'll leave the tuning to fate and see if I can embrace all that I detest. Only then will I truly be able to walk among the living. But what if you can't? Well, that's out of my hands. The person who always disappoints his sister. Falling is just another name for flying.
Que não é um sinônimo de voar, isso não faz nenhum sentido, não é?
Step into the mortal world to see how it truly is. And with my last breath, I'll join the weak and reach on the planet of festivities. It's not the gods who answer us, but ourselves. I don't have much to say. When telling jokes, be sincere. Don't sweat the details, and above all, don't explain. Never mind. Maybe no objections from me. This is so annoying. How did I become so dull? Well, despite everything, try not to be too hard on yourself. Planet of festivities, land of the dreams. I say goodbye to my home. One desire to leave the stage for good.
One must first step back onto the stage.
Demora pra pancada.
As expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
More season. I
I'm honored by
Deixa-me
since
só.
you're already here.
Isto.
Why not have a meal before?
Que. 500. Ah, ativou o volto. Deu energia que chega ao volto. Não mal. Firefly leva cabo nisto. Uma facilidade.
Take your positions. Let's improvise.
This is more set to the sea.
That's all you got? Disorderly noise! Nice like a good brew, my friends. Indulge yourself! Disorderly noise! Confidence.
Não entendo como é que eu consigo trazer isto aqui. E tipo. Ataca o bug da cor. Pelo menos pelo que eu vi, estes bugs de cor em jogos. Que está a puxar ainda mais dos gráficos. Mas. Pelo menos até agora não tem estado que os jogos realmente maus, são mais escuros. Dificilmente agora morro. Esta quantidade de escudo em relva. Agora isto já é um problema. Isso ainda é na Fortifly.
How about letting the enemy strike first? More seasoned. Time has come. Let it be revealed. Is it
Porra!
inevitable for
Um
me?
tutor. Pronto. Mas Fly já está safo. Está suave.
Let's see ya. Nice like it, my friends. Indulge yourselves! Wisdom comes protection. It ain't over.
Firefly type form is set to the sea.
Take your
Tumba.
positions. Dreams do come true.
Noisy. Wait for good tidings. In the mood for another beating?
Little more heat.
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
I'm honored by your presence. Since you're already here, why not have a meal before the meal?
Set in position.
I like adding fuel to the fire. More seasoned.
Disorderly noise. Disorderly noise.
Like fireflies to a flame, until everything burns to ashes.
100 pontos. Porra. Morre diabo.
Let's improvise.
Set to the sea.
Disorderly noise.
Toma. Agora só mais um até que ele morre. Ah, pronto, está feito. Este... Oh, o gajo já ativou o escudo. Puta que pariu.
Indulge yourselves!
Dreams do come true.
Pronto, está feito. Porra, tu conquista capunha.
8th day, I grant myself departure.
Ele ganhou outra vez beijinho. Pô, agora não lembro o nome. Orelha em cima, pô.
Well, how should I address you now? Mr. Sunday or Mr. 1 Week?
Whichever you prefer. He's probably mocking me from inside right now. Thank you for accompanying me through all this, Mr. Yang. This farewell journey has come to an end.
What are your plans after leaving Penacony?
At this point, there's no need to hide things from you. I believe there's more to the incident involving the Stellaron on Penacony.
Are you suggesting that the Dream Master wasn't the one controlling the Stellaron?
Don't worry. The Oak family was indeed behind seizing the Stellaron and resurrecting the fallen Eon during the Charmony Festival, and you've already defeated them. But Mr. Gopherwood once told me that all the Order's efforts were aimed at avoiding the same mistakes that the Harmony made. My guess is that the family from the Montour system must be involved. Unfortunately, too much time has passed to verify that. Penacony is just a small territory, and even the family heads with their authority cannot enter the sacred site of the Harmony and inquire about the true will of the Great One. In the worst-case scenario, if Xipe turned a blind eye, how could the strong defending the weak hold up? Mr. Yang, I just want to tell you this. The Harmony has more than one side. They can be the most steadfast ally of the Astral Express, or the most fearsome enemy.
Thank you for being honest with me. The efforts of the crew on Penacony. After all this, the Harmony and the Preservation will keep the situation on the planet of festivities in balance. With the momentum from the Trailblaze, more forces will arrive and Penacony will become a public space in the cosmos. Freedom is the only answer the Nameless can offer. I'm glad that Penacony needs it.
You and I both strive for a peaceful society, even if our reasons are different. And you've gone, if not for our paths. Perhaps you and I wouldn't be in opposition.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. We're not fundamentally opposed. Otherwise, you would. This shared journey is my way of repaying you. You are one of my trailblazing goals.
About that, you've given me many insights as well. Humans are the measure of everything, and no one is the sole savior. Creating a paradise remains one of my lifelong ambitions. As I move forward, I realize I must build it brick by brick. Therefore, while I lack the will to trailblaze, nor can I become a true Nameless, I admire your convictions. Perhaps what I need, more than asceticism, is knowledge. Therefore, after leaving Penacony, would you consider letting me come aboard the Astral Express and travel with you for now?
Vamos com o Sunday Express. Bem, isto tinha que falar com o Pum Pum, mano.
So this is why I brought him here. Mr. Sunday wants to join us on the Express.
E é como sempre sem falar.
I learned the most valuable lessons from my past opponents. Please, say whatever.
Isso lá é verdade. Às vezes o inimigo se torna amigo.
Well, you did get nerfed after turning into a good guy. So I guess...
Mano, do nada nerf.
Forgiveness. Perhaps
Papo
I'll
mais
find the
errado.
answer I'm looking for on this journey. And when that day comes, until then, rest assured that I...
Now that our business on Penacony is settled, it's about time we get back. The truck.
No? We're still... Indeed, this is only a minor ripple that no one will ever notice. So, you must also understand, for a genius, the importance of asking questions outweighs the importance of the answers themselves. So-called magic has its own set of principles. There are no mysteries in this universe that cannot be solved. So,
A porta está a ficar eletrificada. Ih, estão todos os marionetes mortos.
all-seeing presence. I ask you this.
Os marionetes chamam-se nela e todos os marionetes ficaram eletrificados.
What is divinity?
Oh, isso parece aquele olho do universo simulado, da ouro engrenagens. Está feito isto. Esta conquista, 10 minhas, como sempre. Deixa eu ver aqui no passe. Ok, vou completar a missão. Ok. Um jeitinho. Ok, deixa eu ver aqui. Bem, acho que vou deixar de instalar por